Hello again. Awesome Austin here with the third video in the financial awareness series. Financial awareness. Let me break that down real quick. Awareness to me means acting on the data, not just knowing it. Right? That's one of the things that led me to creating this content. It's not enough knowing what to do if you never do it. Right? So more on that later. So if you've been following me, then you already know April is Financial Literacy Month. And today, I want to discuss the high cost of waiting, right? So let's dive deeper into the time value of money. Right, so I don't have studies or statistics to support this next statement, okay? So please add in the comments if I'm right on or far off with this next sentence, all right? So most people think the biggest risk to their retirement is a market crash. Okay? I'm here to tell you it's not. In my opinion, there's one thing that proves to be an even bigger risk to any retirement plan. Are you ready for this? The biggest risk, as far as I see it, is actually waiting, right? Waiting. Comment if you agree or disagree, okay? Now, I'm still kind of new and just kind of winging these videos without much of a prior plan in place, okay? So I don't have any props prepared to actually show you. But let me assure you, a quick Google or AI search, or even a call to your trusted financial advisor will back me up on this, right? So what does it actually cost you to think about it for 5 years? Okay? In order to discuss the numbers, I'm going to borrow some character names from one of my favorite movies. My favorite books for that matter. A square and B square. Add it in the chat if you know where these characters come from. Alright, it's pretty obscure. I don't think I've ever met anyone who's seen it prior to me forcing it on them. Right? Okay, so back to building our financial house. We'll call these two people A square and B square. So if A square starts putting $500 a month into a retirement account at age 25, and B square waits until age 30 to start, right? And saving that same $500 by the age of 65, B square doesn't just have 5 years less of money. He literally has hundreds of thousands of dollars less, right? Due to the lost compound interest, okay? I'm not kidding you. This isn't just some extreme example or off the top of my head exaggeration, I mean, it's off the top of my head, but it's not, I don't believe, an exaggeration, right? This is how the time value of money works through compounding interest. This is also why making minimum payments, right, to a maxed out credit card takes nearly forever to pay off. But that's a topic for another video. We're talking about investments, not debt in this one. Okay. So, we've seen the S&P 500 index return, an average of roughly 10% annually over long periods. Now, when you wait, you aren't just missing the contributions, you're actually missing the growth on the growth, right? So you're essentially paying a procrastination tax, I suppose, right? Can we call it that? A procrastination tax that you can never refund. So let me take a moment to share what I did in my early 20s to start saving for retirement, right? So what did I do? I'll tell you, in my early 20s, I thought about it, okay? Then in my mid-20s, shoot, I even finished my accounting degree. I learned even more about letting the time value of money work for me rather than against me. So what action did I take then? Mid-20s. After learning all this about it, I put more thought into it, right? Then in my 30s, can you guess what I did? Do you see the pattern? Do you see my pattern here? Well, if you guessed that, I thought about it some more, you're practically right. Though in actuality, I barely even gave it consideration. I'll tell you what I didn't do, right? I definitely didn't take action. The only action I took, okay, was kicking that I'll figure it out later proverbial can down the road for another decade, okay? Wasn't until my 40s that I got serious about retirement savings. So in context, how high was my cost of waiting? Well, by missing out on at least 2, if not 3 doubling cycles for my invested money, I now need to invest likely, I don't know, at least, $3,000 to $5,000 a month until I'm 65 to see the same return, okay? So what's the math on that? I'm just going to hit some rough numbers because I'm calculating in my head here. But let's say $500 a month with our examples from A and B square is, let's just call it $5,000 a year for 40 years. Okay, it's $200,000 in contributions to retire with likely at least $1 or $2 million. Okay, so don't let the thought of 40 years intimidate you into waiting. Okay, if you wait too long, doesn't do you any favors. Okay, or you can do it like me, and now I'd have to invest at the very least probably $30,000 per year, probably more, to reach over $1 million retirement account, okay, by the time I'm 65. So let me ask you, would you rather trade, $100,000 to $200,000 and twice the passive time to reach $1 or $2 million? Or would you prefer to trade, say, $600 to $800,000 to reach that same payout, right? No brainer. Okay? So this is why I suggest strategies like an index universal life policy. It's about getting your dollars into a position where they can capture that market growth while protecting your principal. Okay, capture that market growth and protect that principal. Not only do you protect that principal, you protect yourself, right? We talked about that in video 1, your most valuable asset. Okay, so whether you're investing in a classic 401k, a Roth IRA as a traditional retirement route, or a tax-advantaged IUL that can be used for retirement and living benefits, okay? And death benefits for that matter. You don't need a massive lump sum to start, right? You don't need this giant pile of money. You just need time, okay? So stop letting time steal your wealth, right? So send me an email with the word START, and let's take a free look at your timeline today. Okay, as always, my email is in the description. And of course, last but not least, remember, The best things in life aren't things.